All right, guys, making a video here about what just happened at UFC 323. Petr Yan versus Merab Dvalishvili. Petr won the championship. If you didn't watch the fight, go watch the fight before watching this video because I'm going to spoil everything for you guys. But before I start, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'm at 130 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I want to work hard and give you all my knowledge that I feel like I know about UFC and help you guys understand the sport more. And maybe you guys can help me as well become a better speaker and whatever. It's not about me. It's about the fighters. So let's talk about the UFC early prelims, right? We had Muhammad Naimov versus Myron Santos. Myron Santos and Naimov. I mean, this was a snooze fest to start. These guys are boring. I think only like 20 strikes landed in the first round. Naimov had some control, but really did nothing with it. Stalling. He really didn't want to engage, and you could tell that Myron Santos, his game plan was working against Naimov. Naimov really didn't want to engage in any sort of hand-to-hand combat with Santos, and you definitely saw it in round one. He was 0 for 2 on the takedowns, Naimov, but you saw it in round one. You definitely saw it in round two as well, where he went for 3 takedowns, didn't get him either. Santos kept his distance. He's a good striker, he's a good striker. I remember when he fought Con Offley, and people were like, he reminds me of Anderson Silva. I think Paul Felder said that. And does he remind me of Anderson Silva? In some ways, he kind of does. Maybe it's like the fluidity in striking. I think that his style is more not as relaxed as Anderson Silva's was, but again, doesn't matter. Santos won the fight. Naimov didn't want to engage really. It was a boring fight until the knockout. He knocked him down with the right hand. Beautiful after Naimov missed, and he tried to be offensive knowing he was down 2 rounds. Santos, I think on all 3 judges' scorecards, was up 2-0, and Naimov, knowing he needs to push the pace, land something, try to finish Santos, got finished himself, and the fight was over. Next, we have Mansour Abdul-Malik versus Antonio Trocoli. This fight was a minute. I mean, what is he going to say? Mansour Abdul-Malik, he finished this fight early. He took him down. Antonio Trocoli is not a UFC caliber fighter. I'm sorry. I know you dated Mackenzie Dern, used a boner, but you're not a UFC caliber fighter. He has 1 foot out the door anyways. He wants to become a poker player. Megan O'Leary on the walkout literally said, this guy is a part-time UFC fighter and a part-time poker player. He just won 6th place in the World Series of Poker, winning 100 grand. This guy has a tournament in 2 weeks he's going to go to. He doesn't give a shit about fighting. He does it because the money's easy. He'll make his little 12 to 20 grand or whatever he's making, and that's what he wants. He doesn't really care about fighting. He got guillotine choked by Mansour Abdul-Malik, standing guillotine. Didn't even roll to his back or anything. This guy's supposed to be, I think, a brown belt or a black belt. Didn't roll to his back or anything. The second time he got caught in a guillotine. I think Trayshawn Gore caught him with the guillotine as well. So Antonio Trocoli, I think this is it for you for your UFC career. Go have fun being a professional poker player. Mansour Abdul-Malik, great win. I mean, you're minus 1,400 favorite. You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to win in the first minute and a half of a fight, right? That's what you're supposed to do. Okay, so good job by Mansour Abdul-Malik, living up to expectations. Next, we have Iwo Baraniewski versus Ibo Aslan. I gave out Iwo Baraniewski. I said this guy is my top 5 most confident pick. I think I had him at number 2, right? And am I most confident? I said he is going to win. He is the much better fighter. Ibo Aslan is not UFC caliber, and Iwo Baraniewski, even though he is barely UFC caliber, because I saw a lot of holes in his game. His chin is up in the air. He swings wildly. This was more of a bar fight, but what a fight it was. One of the craziest first rounds you'll ever see in the UFC, especially this year, where these guys were just trading blows, haymakers, not a lot of technique from Ibo Aslan, but it's Ibo Aslan, so you're not guaranteed technique at all. Iwo Baraniewski, you can see his shots are a lot crisper than Ibo Aslan's. Baraniewski, you can see him he'll look over, turn over the punch at the last second. You see it. While Ibo Aslan just in the air, in the chin in the air. Boom, boom, boom. Like he's like prime Vanderlei Silva fighting, right? No, not really, not a technique. Baraniewski knocked him down. Ibo Aslan knocked him down. It was a crazy, crazy minute. One of the craziest minutes you'll ever see in MMA history. And Baraniewski knocked down Ibo Aslan. Ibo Aslan then got finished with ground and pound. Baraniewski got it done. Aslan, is he going to get cut? I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. Maybe because he's on a losing streak, but he's entertaining. He's scary looking. He's entertaining. He's from Turkey. There's not a lot of Turkish fighters. You have to probably keep him on here. He'll be like a gatekeeper for UFC caliber fighters, right? Like, oh, if you beat Aslan, you're allowed to stay here for a little longer. If you lose to him, take a hike. But that's what basically I think about this fight. This fight was good. I mean, Baraniewski did his thing. He was a minus 190 favorite. He should have won. I didn't think it would be a first round knockout. I thought he was probably trying to take him down, which he tried to take him down, and he failed at it. But doesn't matter. He has nice power, nice Polish power by Baraniewski, and Aslan felt it. So next, Edson Barboza versus Jalen Turner. So this was a slaughtering, and I felt really bad for Edson Barboza right here, right? I felt really bad for him because he's a 145 guy, right? Now, like he used to be at 155 when he fought Habib and he fought Kevin Lee and other fighters, right? Edom, like he fought all these other fighters, but Justin Gaethje, he moved down to 145 for the past like 3 or 4 years. And then he goes up to fight Jakar Close. Who Jakar Close, even though he is a true 155er, isn't the biggest 155er, right? He has a little bit of pudginess to him. He's a little stocky. He's just not really good at anything. So Edson Barboza, you're like, okay, this is a good fight for him. He should beat Jakar Close. I think he was the favorite, even though he lost that fight. Jalen Turner can never make 145 pounds in his life, right? He's just too big. He used to fight at 170, fought Vicente Luque over there, and then he moved down to 155 because the 170 guys were too strong for him. Moves down to 155, killed himself to make 155, and he just put the size on Edson Barboza. Barboza tried everything. He was landing punches. Jalen Turner was just shrugging him off. Like, he was shrugging them off like this, basically. He was like, oh, like, this guy has nothing for me. Or it's actually this way, huh? He was shrugging him off, right? 5-knuckle shuffle. Just basically, like, over it. Jalen Turner knocked him down twice or 3 times in this fight. Edson Barboza, he really had nothing for him. I mean, the strikes were not, like when you face a final boss and then you have to do like unlimited like 25-piece combos for like him to have a little bit of damage. That's basically what it felt like Edson Barboza. Even though Edson Barboza is known as a very hard kicker, a very nice hands, right? Where he knocked out Shane Burgos. Good boxing, like good enough boxing. It had no effect on Jalen Turner, man. And this just shows that the 40-year-old Edson Barboza is not at this caliber. We should be fighting top 20 guys. Maybe you have him fighting some like randoms, like who, like, I don't know, Nazim Sadykhov. Like, go fight them. Nicholas Moda. Go fight those guys. Don't be fighting top 15 guys that are like ready to, or maybe fight like Vyacheslav Borshev. Fight somebody like that where like, all right, this will be a fun matchup for him. But Jalen Turner, I mean, he just put it on him. And Edson Barboza, it was just the size difference. The power difference was a huge problem. He got finished in 2 minutes. Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, he knocked him down twice. The fight was basically over. The referee made a good stoppage. Once he got knocked down the second time, just basically said it was over. And Edson Barboza really wasn't arguing about the result. And he knew, like, hey, all right, he had the better me of the day. I'll live to fight another day. I'll fight next year sometime soon and be okay. Next, Marvin Vettori versus Bruno Ferreira. I mean, Marvin Vettori, believe it or not, is the younger fighter between these two. I think he's 32 and Bruno Ferreira is 33. I mean, this fight, what does it say? I mean, low technique. Marvin Vettori doesn't move his head. It makes me wonder how the hell did he. What I think of Leroy Murphy is going to be to Alex Volkanovski when I thought that that was going to be the matchup. I'm like, Leroy Murphy is going to be that guy that we're like, how the hell did he get a title shot? Right? When we look back at Volkanovski's topology or his resume, or we look at Leroy Murphy's resume, like, how the fuck did this guy get a title shot? That is how I look at Marvin Vettori. I'm like, how the fuck did Marvin Vettori get a title shot? Who did he beat? He allegedly beat Paulo Costa at 205 when Paulo Costa refused to make weight at 185. I thought Paulo Costa won that fight, but I think they just gave it to Marvin Vettori because Paulo Costa was being a huge headache for those 2 weeks when he would basically decided I'm not going to make 185 or even try to make 185. But Marvin Vettori, he doesn't move his head. He's just untalented fighter. Like you see there's fighters like, oh, this guy has he has something. Like Terrence McKinney, like, oh, this guy has something. Marvin Vettori, I'm like, this guy just like meat and potatoes, like doesn't have it at all. But he works hard and he trains his ass off, right? I see him in Huntington Beach, where he used to train here at King's MMA. I used to see him um, at, 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 uh, at the gym working on the bike, right? Hitting pads, hitting the bag. I used to see him all the fucking time in Huntington Beach, hitting the pads or hitting the bag on the bike, doing something, right? Doing something athletic, lifting weights, whatever I used to see Marvin Vettori doing. He is a training magnet, but he's not athletic enough. And he has no skill in this. He's just untalented. It's sad to say, but he's hardworking, but it's untalented. Bruno Ferreira, I mean, he missed weight. He looked really pudgy around the midsection, but he landed a lot of nice twos on Marvin Vettori. Marvin Vettori really couldn't move his head at all. He took down Marvin Vettori one time. Marvin Vettori also got a takedown, won the third round. Marvin Vettori did, but Bruno Ferreira clearly won the first two. Actually, you could have, I mean, if you wanted to be like cheap and give Marvin Vettori a round because like, hey, like fuck this guy, Bruno Ferreira, he missed weight. Okay, maybe you give him, I think it was the second round or was it the first round? No, it was the first round. It was the first round. Like, hey, you could give him the first round, but why? Why? Marvin Vettori's on his way down. I know it sucks what happened to him in his personal life, but he's on the way out of the rankings, not in the UFC, but way out of the rankings. He's on his way out of basically being in any contender spot for the next 2-3 years. And I don't know what's going to happen to him. Maybe he moves up and tries something refresh, but he's not even that big. I mean, I'm 5'11". He's probably legit, maybe like 6 foot. So I don't know how it's going to happen. He's just a big ball of muscle. I mean, this guy has a big head, but I don't know what else to see from Marvin Vettori. Bruno Ferreira, you got to make weight. I mean, that was very unacceptable. He said that it was a miscalculation on his part, whatever he said, right? Next, Nazim Sadykhov versus Fares Ziam. Fares Ziam all the way. I mean, I said it. Fares Ziam's way more talented than Nazim Sadykhov. Sadykhov is a known striker. People, I was watching videos, they're like watching other MMA content creators, like, oh, Nazim Sadykhov has good takedowns. I'm like, when? He took down Slavakos. Who doesn't take down Slavakos? I saw Mark Diakisi over here ragdoll Slavakos. I saw Mateus Camille ragdoll him. Those aren't good fighters. Nazim Sadykhov is a striker, but he's not that good at striking compared to Fares Ziam. Fares Ziam's like a legit striker. I know he got finished by Terrence McKinney, but Fares Ziam, I mean, since he hit puberty at 26 or 27, he is looking amazing. He dominated this fight from bell to end of the second round bell. I mean, he was amazing to watch. His grappling looked good. Nazim Sadykhov thought he would have the grappling edge. Fares Ziam in the first round said, "Psych, I'm gonna take you down." Took him down twice, controlled him, tried to submit him twice. It was a beautiful thing to see. Fares Ziam literally just controlled the range. I mean, Nazim Sadykhov landed 3 total strikes in the first round. Really did nothing, got dominated. 4 in the second round. I mean, it was just basically a skill gap. Massive skill gap. I don't think Nazim Sadykhov is ready to face a guy like Fares Ziam, who should be in the top 15 already. It's sad that Fares Ziam is not in the title contention. He's on a 6-fight winning streak as an unranked fighter, which is unheard of, right? It's unheard of. You see guys like Patty the Batty have 6 fights and go to title shots. And now Fares Ziam has a 6-fight winning streak and is not even ranked. That's crazy, right? Like that's insane. So Fares Ziam is a very good fighter. He ended up TKOing him or knocking him out with an elbow and then a 2. And then finished him with ground and pound, I think. It was an elbow and a 2 or 2 elbows. Whatever had happened, Fares Ziam finished him. Nazim Sadykhov wasn't on his level. If they fought 10 times, Fares Ziam wins 11, right? That's just how good the skill gap was, how big the skill gap was. Fares Ziam, I mean, ever since he went to Extreme Couture for a couple of months and he shored up on that wrestling and that anti-wrestling, he has become legit. He doesn't lose. He's just too good of a fighter right now. You're telling me right now that Michael Chandler deserves to be ranked over him? You're fucking nuts. You're telling me Dan Hooker's better than this guy? You're fucking crazy. Gamrot's better than him? Out of your fucking mind. We got to put Fares Ziam there. We got to put Fares Ziam in the top 15 for sure. Next is Macy Barber versus Karine Silva. I said this is my most confident. I said Macy Barber is too much woman for Karine Silva. I said, she's too much women. She's too overpowering. She's just much better than Karine Silva. And she proved it. She was much better. She won 30-27, 29-8, 28, 29-28. It should have been 30-27 across the boards. I hate that the judges try to be cute and try to give submission attempts that are failing. How do you give them a round if it's literally called stalling? Imagine if I had to put somebody in a guillotine and it's not locked in or anything, but they're not tapping and they're putting the thumbs up and they're doing nothing. And now I win the round because I'm just stalling because I don't want to give away my position of me having this fake guillotine that's not even on the artery or choking anybody. Crazy. Karine Silva had Maycee Barber in a submission attempt in the first round, but she didn't do anything with it. She didn't do anything with it. She was holding on to this fake like neck crank, and Maycee Barber finally reversed position, and Maycee Barber reversed position and landed like six or seven ground and pound shots on top. The last 10 seconds, she won the round. Karine Silva did nothing. She took the back, tried to get a neck crank, never got under the chin, right? Tried to do a head and arm choke from the back, actually, is what she tried to do in the beginning, and then realized this is stupid. This is never gonna work. I'm gonna try to rear naked choke her. Never got under the chin, but kept the face crank. Also was falling off the back. I mean, it wasn't good. I thought Maycee Barber was more physical, was a better striker, and hell, she was even the better grappler. Karine Silva did put Maycee Barber in a peculiar spot, right? She put her, she got a triangle on her in the first round, got a triangle on in the second round, late in the second round, flipped the position, got mounted over Maycee Barber. She tried to throw elbows, maybe try to go for that straight arm lock the way that Dustin Poirier had on Max Holloway in the first fight. Maybe she could have done that, but Maycee Barber won that second round because of the ground and pound. And she got illegally upkicked in the face twice. And and Mark Smith, that piece of shit, Mark Smith is like, hey, he has a glancing blow. Really, Mark Smith? How are you going to tell somebody who got hit in the face flush it's a glancing blow? Maybe he didn't see it. How are you still going to see this girl wobble and say, hey, it was a glancing blow? Like, stop fucking acting. Who the fuck do you think you are, Mark Smith? Piece of shit. But anyways, Karine Silva, she gassed out hard in the third round. Maycee Barber, should have gotten the point taken away from Karine Silva. So Maycee Barber should have been up 3-0 going into the third round, or at least 2-1 going into the third round. But Mark Smith didn't want to do it. Even the commission was like, hey, that was a flush shot. And Maycee Barber's wobbling around because that was twice. I'm dizzy. And instead of giving her 5 minutes for a foul, which you're supposed to, Mark Smith goes, hey, you all right? All right, let's get ready to fight. Mark Smith, I mean, awful reffing right there. Awful reffing. Racism. Racist. Awful reffing. But Maycee Barber got it done. That's all that matters. She won the fight. She's on a nice winning streak. I know she fucked up versus Erin Blanchfield, had a seizure or whatever. Didn't really work out for her. But Maycee Barber should be in a title elimination bout coming up soon. Maybe against like Manon Fiorot or somebody. Yeah, somebody else. But I mean, she should be around in there where she should be fighting for a title elimination bout and trying to be fighting Valentina Shevchenko soon, or whoever Valentina Shevchenko is going to face that opponent. Next, we have Terrence McKinney versus Chris Duncan. I mean, I said I had Terrence McKinney to win the first round, the first 3 minutes, because I didn't think Chris Duncan can withstand the Terrence McKinney pressure. And Terrence McKinney should have had him out of there. I mean, Terrence McKinney, this guy is I don't understand how this did not get a bonus. What the fuck? This was just as entertaining as the Aslan Baraniewski first round. Just as entertaining. Terrence McKinney was boxing Chris Duncan's face off. Chris Duncan doesn't move his head. He's too stiff. I said this in my breakdown. He's just too stiff. He's not athletic enough. I took Terrence McKinney when he was like plus 130. He went all the way down to minus 110. I think he was even favored at one point during the fight week. Terrence McKinney was boxing his face off. Chris Duncan went for a takedown, and Terrence McKinney just accepted it. He tried to do a reverse triangle, then got back up. Chris Duncan tried to take him down. Terrence McKinney tried to go for a guillotine and just basically gave up a takedown. And Terrence McKinney got back to his feet, boxed his face off a little bit more. Chris Duncan then hit him with this nasty elbow, turned the elbow over perfectly. You know, like when they teach you elbows in like Muay Thai, they don't teach you like this. They teach you like over the top, boom, and slash it down. And that's the way Chris Duncan threw it. It was nice. Terrence McKinney was fucking done after that. You've seen Terrence McKinney where he's given up before, right? Where he gave up against Drew Dober and he gave up for Chris Duncan. He was wincing in pain. He's like, oh, I'm over it. I tried my best. I gave you my minute and a half. I mean, the UFC cannot release Terrence McKinney, even though Terrence McKinney's on a win streak. Never. Dude, Terrence McKinney's fun to watch. I don't care who it is. He's very fun to watch. He's either going to get memed or the other person's going to get memed. That's what you love to see. Chris Duncan, is he ready for a step up? No, he's not. I mean, is he better than Ferreira Ziam? Fuck no, he's not better than Ferreira Ziam will box his face off. You think Terrence McKinney did that? Ferreira Ziam will do it will do what Terrence McKinney did for 3 rounds of cardio. With 3 rounds of cardio. That's what Ferreira Ziam would do. Chris Duncan, maybe I'll talk about him in my next video about matchmaking. Chris Duncan, he is a good fighter. Yes, good fighter. But I don't think he is a talented enough fighter to be in the top 15 or even maybe not yet. Maybe you have to give him a little bit more time. Chris Duncan also had a rear naked choke opportunity for Terrence McKinney. And he was like, fuck it. Let me go for this anaconda. This guy literally had a most obvious rear naked choke. He literally had his arm around his neck. All he had to do is cinch it in. And he's like, nah, you know what? I'm going to go for my anaconda choke. I like it. Funny, Chris Duncan. Next is Grant Dawson versus Manuel Torres. I mean, let's just be honest. Did we ever see a more scared fighter than Grant Dawson in the cage? Grant Dawson was terrified. He was actually terrified. That's just the truth. I mean, it was just winging it overhands, way out of position, throwing naked leg kicks, naked body kicks, naked head kicks, just winging, no jab setup, nothing. Didn't want to box with him at all. Shooting takedowns from way far out from Mars. It was bad. I think I saw him shoot a takedown from the concession stands. It was bad to watch. Manuel Torres was like, just like sitting there. He's like, what the fuck's this guy doing? He's like, this guy's a fucking idiot. What is he doing? In Spanish, probably. That's probably what he was thinking about Grant Dawson. Then Manuel Torres finally, when Grant Dawson threw another shitty overhand, just fucking stepped back, threw this 1-2, missed the 1-2, then followed up with a 3 right down the middle, flush, right in the face. Didn't break his nose, but made his nose bleed. And Grant Dawson basically was just done after that. Manuel Torres showed that he's a top 15 contender. Grant Dawson, I mean, I don't know what the fuck to do with Grant Dawson, man. He's a good fighter, one of the best grapplers, but if he cannot take somebody down, he is fucking shit, right? If he has to strike with somebody, his chin is not there. He's a soy boy on the feet. I mean, like at least Ben Askren is unathletic, right? He's unathletic. You saw the way he moves, his hips or whatever. Grant Dawson, what's your excuse? Because you're actually pretty decently athletic and you have good takedowns and good rest. What is your excuse for not being at least competent, UFC competent in striking? I don't understand. It was brutal to watch. I mean, I'm like Grant Dawson. And I was telling my friends because I was watching it at my friend's house. I was like, hey, this guy's a good wrestler. He's a good fighter. Like, what's his line? I'm like, oh, he's minus 230. And then he just does that shit. Right? And he makes me look like I'm like an idiot for freaking even saying that he's a good fighter. Come on, Grant Dawson. You got to be better than that. Next is the main card. We have Jan Błachowicz versus Bogdan Guskov. Right? Jan Błachowicz won the first round. He won the third round. First round, a lot of calf kicks. Bogdan Guskov's leg was trashed. Guskov landed a nice 2 down the middle that didn't wobble Jan, but basically said hey, I'm still here. Even though you're like calf kicking me to death, I'm still here. I'm going to be in your face. Guskov had a terrible game plan. Guskov should have walked forward. When he was walking forward, going forward, throwing with hand speed combinations, he was troubling Jan Błachowicz so bad. And he just did it 2 or 3 times the whole fight and never got back to it. Guskov lost the first round versus Jan Błachowicz. I think he and his team thought he won the first round. And then the second round, he knocks down Jan Błachowicz, and Błachowicz gets knocked down, and Guskov basically 10-8s him the rest of the round. I believe it was 10-8 round. One judge didn't think that, but I believed it was. He did a lot of damage. I mean, for like 3.5 minutes, it was brutal to watch. A lot of elbows where you even saw Jan go ow in the middle of an elbow, and Guskov, I think he thought he was up 2 rounds to none because he basically took the whole third round off. I mean, I don't even know how many punches he threw in the third round, right? 27 total strikes, 50 for Jan. I mean, I don't think this guy knew that it was the third round. I mean, it was 1-1 or maybe even 2-1 him. Like I don't think he knew that. I think that he was just skating by and then would just throw a couple punches to keep Jan honest, and then he was just doing nothing. And then Jan ended with a flurry at the end, knocked down Bogdan Guskov, knocked down or he slipped. I mean, whatever you want to say. Did they give it a knockdown? Yeah, they gave it a knockdown. Yeah, he knocked him down then, and yeah, Guskov got knocked down in the third round, and I thought it was 28-28. I think that was the right decision. I think it was a good scorecard. And that's basically it. Jan Błachowicz is 42 years old, taking a future title contender, hopeful, to another draw, right? And he's lost, like, he hasn't won in 4 fights now, but he possibly could have won all 4 fights. That's the funny part about Jan Błachowicz. Next is Henry Cejudo versus Peyton Talbott. I mean, I called this to a T. I said Guskov was one of my confident picks too. I thought that. And then I thought Peyton Talbot. I said I maybe put him second as my second most confident. I love Peyton Talbot. I said Henry Cejudo's a joke. Ever since he came back, I literally told Mike Finch, Henry Cejudo will never win a fight in the UFC again, right? And that was when he was fighting for this title, when he was a pick'em, when he was fighting against Merab, when he was fighting against Song Yadong. I said he'll never win another fight ever again in his career. And I was right. I was right. I hate to say it. I was right. You know why? Henry Cejudo, when he retired, this guy was like doing cocaine. He was allegedly, right? Doing cocaine, doing LSD, doing shrooms, doing everything that you're not supposed to as a Olympic athlete. And Peyton Talbot, who obviously had a grappling deficiency that Raoni Barcelos kind of showed, Peyton Talbot shored up very quickly on that grappling deficiency and made it actually an offensive advantage for him. He was the better technical wrestler than Henry Cejudo at 38 years old. And Henry Cejudo did look fat when he came out, right? He looked pretty big coming out to this fight. His love handles were massive. His chest wasn't as defined as it usually is. Henry Cejudo, he comes in with his karate stance, like the way the Pitbull brothers do it, and his chin is in the air badly. And Peyton Talbot basically exposed that and landed a 1-2 right down the middle. First 20 seconds of the fight, boom, boom. Henry Cejudo sat down in a chair, right? Not literally sat down in a chair, but like metaphorically sat down, and it was like, oh shit, I got fucking stung. Peyton Talbot was just too quick, too fast, too crisp at boxing. Peyton Talbot's boxing and striking is sick. He's literally laughing at Henry Cejudo while he's fucking bobbing and weaving, slipping every single punch, literally laughing at Henry Cejudo like this slow ass 38-year-old can't catch me. Takes down Henry Cejudo with Henry Cejudo's favorite takedown, was the inside trip. Takes Peyton Talbot down. I mean, Peyton Talbot takes Henry Cejudo down with the inside trip. Basically, just makes a huge mockery of the Olympic Games. Peyton Talbot was just some better fighter. I mean, it was just brutal to watch. Henry Cejudo then got a half guard in the second round, did nothing with it. Henry Cejudo is not a ground and pound guy. Henry Cejudo, I think he ground and pound Marlon Moraes though, but Marlon Moraes was gassed in that fight. Henry Cejudo is not a ground and pound guy. He tried to stay in lockdown in the second round, right? He tried to lock down. In the second round, he tried to stay in half guard, went back to side control, went back to half guard. It was like a huge battle. Peyton Talbot got the underhook, got back up, fought back on the fence, got back up, dominated the rest of the second round, then dominated the third round when he didn't need to. He knew the fight was basically over if he stayed safe. Henry Cejudo doesn't throw hard enough to basically trouble Peyton Talbot. And Peyton Talbot was like, fuck it, I'm just going to box his face off again in the third round. Outstruck him in the third round, hurt him in the body in the third round badly. Henry Cejudo got hurt to the body badly 3 or 4 times this fight, right? 49 strikes for Talbot, 21 for Henry Cejudo. I mean, it was just what it is what it is. And Henry Cejudo, see you, buddy. Bye. Great career. You robbed Demetrius Johnson, even though Demetrius Johnson broke his foot in the second round. Nobody thought you won that fight, right? You beat TJ Dillashaw, who was, I guess, on steroids or EPO. He was cutting down to 125. Okay, you beat Marlon Moraes to be a double champ. Marlon Moraes then goes on a 7-fight losing streak, or 7 out of 8 fight losing streak, where he beat Aldo questionably. That's your legacy, man. Congrats. Oh, and Wilson Rice. You lost to Joseph Benavidez. You lost to Demetrius Johnson. You lost to Song Yadong. You lost to Aljamain Sterling. You lost to Peyton Talbott. You lost to Merab Dvalishvili. That is your legacy, Henry Cejudo. Good job. Way to come back. And this is why I don't like Henry Cejudo. This guy, when Conor McGregor fought his second fight against Dustin Poirier, and mind you, Conor McGregor's boxing never looked that crisp, right? You could say the Eddie Alvarez fight where he was just barely got in range, yes, but crisp, offensively crisp, no, it wasn't even close. That was the most, like the counter punching Conor McGregor, the timing Conor McGregor was obviously amazing when he fought Eddie Alvarez, but the offensive, the jab, the 1-2, it did never look that crisp like it did for that Dustin Poirier 2 fight where Conor McGregor unfortunately got knocked out. Henry Cejudo was trying to give lessons to Conor McGregor on how to fight, on how to strike better. Crazy. Then he parlays that with telling Khabib the value of the calf kick. And Khabib's literally looking at him like a fucking retard and was like, you fucking retard, I'm just going to take you down if you calf kick me, which he did to Justin Gaethje. So Henry Cejudo, I mean, this guy thought he was at, there's a YouTube video of him with all of Dominance MMA, Ali Abdelaziz's team, and he's talking about like how he believes that he's a top 5 MMA GOAT. And I'm like, bro, you're not even a top 25, bro, top 35. You're not even there. So you need to chill out. That's why I don't like Henry Cejudo. And he scammed my friend out of $500. Fuck that fag. I fucking hate Henry Cejudo. He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit person. Next, Brandon Moreno versus Tatsuro Taira. Brandon Moreno versus Tatsuro Taira. I took Tatsuro Taira to win. I actually bet money on him. I'm very happy to take you. I'm so happy that this fucking guy won, right? I love Tatsuro Taira. His BJJ is so crisp. It's so sexy. It's so nasty. You don't understand how good Tatsuro Taira is at BJJ. He beat the brakes off Brandon Moreno. 2 judges gave Tatsuro Taira this first round, which you have to love. Why are you giving Brandon Moreno a round for stalling, right? He had some fake-ass triangle on him that wasn't even locked in. Only way he could have locked it in is if he would have held the back of his foot and put a fist in Tatsuro Taira's artery and while holding his head down. That's the only way that triangle would have been locked in. But Brandon Moreno didn't know that. Even though he's a black belt, he should know that. But Tatsuro Taira basically was like, what the fuck? This guy's some fake-ass triangle. I'm going to just hit him with body punches because this guy's fucking stalling. Then finally gets out of it. Tatsuro Taira landed some nice, like 2 or 3 strikes, last like 10 seconds of the first round. I thought he won the first round. Joe Rogan and Daniel Cormier is like, oh, Brandon Moreno won that first round. You were fucking idiots. No, he did not. No, he did not. Right? He didn't land any punches. And the thing is, why I like Tatsuro Taira in this fight too. Look, 18 strikes to 2. Why I like Tatsuro Taira in this fight. You know why I like them? Is because Brandon Moreno, people that, oh, Royval boxed up Tatsuro Taira. What is Brandon Moreno gonna do? Royval fights very long, right? He's a big 125er already, and he fights long. Excuse me. Brandon Moreno does not fight long at all. He's here with it, right? And you saw him standing over his own lead leg. Tatsuro Taira should have front kicked him in the face like 500 times. Vitor Belfort versus Anderson Silva, or Tony Ferguson versus Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler versus Tony Ferguson. That's what he should have done. Not freaking that's what he should not he didn't throw it. He didn't even see it, I think. But Tatsuro Taira, that's what he should have done. I was literally looking at him like, bro, this front kick him. Front kick him. What are you doing? Or snap down. Like, you should just snap his head down, go like in wrestling. Snap his head down. Let's go. Let's take his back. But I guess it didn't really matter because Tatsuro Taira took his back in the second round. Beautifully, Brandon Moreno scrambled at first. Tatsuro Taira almost got into mount. Brandon Moreno scrambled. Well, I think he did get into mount, and Brandon Moreno scrambled, took his back with an arm in, and then got arm in, and then he took his back almost in the twister position, then got the body triangle, and then this is what I hate about MMA. If you have a body triangle, stop staying on your back and being lazy. If you have a body triangle, go to top position. The way that Hamzat did to Kamaru Usman, the way that Tatsuro Taira just did to Brandon Moreno. Don't be like Islam and versus Volkanovski, where you just hang out on your back, or Islam versus Dustin Poirier, where they just hang out on their back for 4.5 minutes of a round. Get in the top position with the body triangle because it hurts the opponent, right? It hurts Brandon. It's hard to breathe, and you rain down blows. And that's what Tatsuro Taira did with Brandon Moreno. Gave up the body triangle. Just got the hooks in, flattened him out, hit him with blows. Early stoppage? No, not early stoppage. How is it an early stoppage? He flattened him out, landed 3 blows. Brandon went back to turtle position, right? Went back to referee's position or turtle position, landed another 3 more blows. Tatsuro Taira then flattened him out again, 2 more blows, fight's over. He's not moving. He's not moving. Brandon Moreno just got saved. Tatsuro Taira had a great win against Brandon Moreno. You can't really disrespect Tatsuro Taira. He needs a title shot. He needs a title shot. I know he lost to Brandon Royval. He needs a title shot. He is that good, bro. He is that good. You don't understand. And Ray Tatsura, who is Taira's teammate, just fought Joshua Van, and Joshua Van beat him. So I want to see Taira versus who's better than Tatsura, his own teammate, fight against Joshua Van next, right? Next is Pantoja versus Van. Pantoja was winning the first round. Well, you can't really say that. It was 20 seconds. He was winning the first 20 seconds, right? He landed a couple punches. Joshua Van was like discombobulated. Like, what the fuck? Why is this fucking Brazilian just coming at me this hard? Like, we're not going to no feeling out process. Pantoja literally was just gunning for him. And then threw a high kick. Joshua Van caught the high kick and tried to treetop him. Pantoja went to go plant, and his arm broke. And now Pantoja's probably out for a while. He dislocated his elbow, it looked like. Dana White in the post-fight press conference was like he dislocated his shoulder. I don't think so. It was his elbow. But Joshua Van, he did what he's supposed to do. I mean, it's a freak injury. It happens. Like Vitor Belfort versus Randy Couture, when Vitor Belfort threw a punch and the stitching on the UFC glove cut Randy Couture in the eye and he can't see. And he got a win like that, but the Randy Couture came back to win his belt back. But it's a freak injury. It's sad because Pantoja was a dominant champion, right? He beat Carcaro France. He beat Brandon Moreno. He beat Royval. Like he was a good champion, right? He beat Steve Ercek. He was a great champion for the flyweight division. He's the second best flyweight ever behind Demetrius Johnson. And for him to lose like that is really sad because he didn't really lose, and he lost his no finish streak, right? He's never been finished in his career, and that's sad to see because he's actually a great fighter. I like watching Pantoja fight because he always brings the action. He always brings the smoke. But Joshua Van, 24 years old, now the champion. He started MMA like 6 years ago. And now he's the champion. Crazy. But you got to believe, right? Anything is possible when you believe, like Yoel Romero said. Okay? Next is Merab versus Petr Yan. I mean, I thought Merab was going to win. He was my 5th most confident, right? So I went 3-1-1 in my 5 most confident picks. The one draw was Bogdan Guskov. Oh my goodness. I've never been so happy to lose a pick. I'm not even going to kid you because I love Petr Yan. This guy's a master of fucking sport and boxing, right? He is a master of sport, but he is legit as it comes. The high guard is just gorgeous, right? The way he covers his nose with his backhand. He covers his nose like this just because he can catch the jab. Oh, it's gorgeous, right? The way he goes from here to here, gorgeous, right? The way he uses his jab as a hanger, so then Merab can't throw overhands, right? And he can use that as a blocker for takedowns. Gorgeous. I mean, you have to love a guy like Petr Yan. He came with a great game plan. He said he was injured in the first fight, right? They said like he tore his groin or hurt his ACL, whatever it was, he was hurt, and he had a hurt hand or hurt shoulder, whatever happened with Petr Yan. It didn't matter. He showed it. He said it. I was not the same fight. I was 20% of myself in that fight. I was hurt. I came in injured. I'm going to show you how it is going to be. And no one believed him, including me. And I'm so sad that I didn't believe this guy, man. Petr Yan is that fucking good. He's that N-word. He's him, right? He is that guy. Petr Yan is nasty. I mean, those body kicks were brutal. The first round, who won the first round? I thought Merab won the first round because he was more active. Petr Yan did land a nice 2 that wobbled Merab, but Merab was more active and he was going for takedowns. But 40 strikes at 23, I think the activity of Merab won him that first round, right? And one judge had it. I think every judge had it 49-46. 2 judges had 49-46, and then one judge had a 48-47. The 48-47, I mean, that's a scam. That's an actual scam. How the fuck? What other round did you give Merab Dvalishvili? What other round? It wasn't round 2 because I know it said round 2 he gave him. What the fuck was he talking about? Round 2? How did you give this fight to Merab when Petr Yan took him down? Petr Yan damaged him and hurt him. Petr Yan won that second round for sure. I don't understand how you give it to Merab. I know Merab has a lot of output, and that's the problem. He couldn't take him down. He went for a guillotine that wasn't there, right? Petr Yan dominated this fight from pillar to post after the first round. He was just the better. I mean, the 1-2, oh, the overhands. You saw him fatigue a little bit in the third round, and I'm like, fuck, Merab's gaining steam. Is Petr Yan up 3-0? If he's up 3-0, is he going to cruise the fourth and fifth round? Is he going to get subbed? What's going to happen? Because I don't think Petr Yan, I don't think he's ever been finished in his career. But Petr Yan, I was wondering, I was like, damn, is this guy going to get finished? He's looking really tired after the third round. The second win hit him in the fourth round, and he was fucking ready to go. And he dominated that fourth round, right? He put it on Merab, even though Merab's numbers obviously look better because this guy has a spaz and he freaking just goes for everything. But Petr Yan was damaging Merab. You see, he hit him with a body kick. Merab just yelled, ah! He yells. He just yells. Crazy. Petr Yan is fucking him, and he's fucking back, right? I literally almost cried when he lost to Sean O'Malley because I had a grand on him and in a parlay, but also because Petr Yan is that dude, man. He's that special of a fighter. He's a master of sport in boxing. He is that guy. Petr Yan, he fought Song Yadong. Song Yadong was piecing him up in the first round. Petr Yan usually is a very slow starter, which is why I thought Merab would win this fight, right? Would win this fight. And then in the Song Yadong fight, he turned it around quickly. Second round, started winning, taking him down Song Yadong, throwing the uppercut in Song Yadong. Third round, dominated the third round as well, finished with a takedown, won that fight. Then he fights Marcus McGee, beats Marcus McGee up, right? Or fights Figueiredo, beats Figueiredo from pillar to post, 49-46, I think, or 50-45. Then fights Marcus McGee, fights a title shot from Merab. No one gave him a chance, including myself. Merab got basically destroyed. And do you want to see a rematch of this fight? That's the question. Because one guy destroyed the first fight, right? Merab destroyed Petr Yan the first fight. Petr Yan destroyed him the second fight. Do you want to see a rematch of this? Because it was a very entertaining fight. I mean, this is a great fight to end the UFC ESPN era. But this was a great fight to watch, honestly. This is one of the, like, you think that, so people say Conor McGregor's performance, excuse me. People say Conor McGregor's performance was better, is the best performance of all time in a title fight for a challenger. I disagree. I think Kamaru Usman's was better because of the level of opponent, right? Eddie Alvarez, even though he beat RDA for that belt, it's Eddie Alvarez, you know, like even though he's a legend of the sport, whatever, right? He was not known as a high caliber, like elite level fighter, the way that Tyron Woodley was known for, right? He was a four-time defending champion, Tyron Woodley, and he was a big favorite of Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman dominated that fight. Islam beats JDM as a challenger. Amazing. Just washes him for five rounds, right? Then now you have Petr Yan. This is the most impressive performance I've ever seen in a challenger in title fight history. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. You have to understand, Merab is number 3 pound for pound. People think this guy, his name is The Machine. People think this guy is unstoppable, unbreakable. You cannot beat this guy. I thought that. And Petr Yan literally showed that I can beat this guy. Not only can I beat this guy, I can dominate this guy. He dominated him. It's the best title fight challenger, title fight performance in challenger history. Not even close. Not even close. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Oh, wait, let's talk about Dominick Cruz too, by the way. Dominick Cruz, he said that he wished Dominick Cruz has CTE, right? I mean, it's clear. He has CTE. Are we denying that? Let me put this up for you guys. I wish that Van versus Pantoja fight was allowed to keep going. First of all, spelled allowed wrong. To keep going, carry on. It should be up to us as the fighter if we want to continue after that. We put the time in the training camp in that situation. People dislocate their arms and put it back into place and keep fighting all the time. Pantoja literally waved off like this to Van. Okay? So he wanted out. Second of all, it was his elbow. What the fuck's he going to do, man? His elbow's fucking hanging like Jamal Hill versus Paul Craig. What do you want to do, man? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? That's basically it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. It was a long one. Fuck. It was a great card.